Welcome to the third video by the Interactive Teacher about how to create a rubric in Excel for you to use in your own classroom. I hope that you'll come visit us on our website at theinteractiveteacher.com. Certainly search through that. You'll be able to find this post and other relevant data. We're now on step 4, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add in the different categories that we're going to want to work in. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the rubric we're trying to create. So we've typed in learner, we've typed in the title, we've got the weeks in there. Now we're gonna put in this section here. Okay. So again, we're waiting to do our format until after we've got everything keyed in. That's the hard part, is the keying. So we're gonna go back later and do the formatting. So right now, let's go ahead and type in creative. And again, because we're going to move across the row, we're not going to move across columns. We're going to hit tab, tab, tab. Curious, tab, 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 and then communicate, tab, tab, tab. Oh, that was too many. Shift tab will take you back. Then we're in relates with others. Tab, tab, tab. I'm going to skip ahead. Alright, so I skipped ahead here. You can see I typed everything in. Now in this tutorial, I wanted to leave out these rows here, and the way that you delete the columns, sorry, not the rows, I want to delete the columns here. The way you delete the columns is you start with a column header EFG, you right click and you hit delete, and it'll take out all 3 of those columns. Hit better. Yes. So when we keyed creative, we wanted 2 blocks in between, so we hit tab, 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 typed in communicate, and moved on. I purposely left out curious, deleted that for you so you see that, and we can work on how, if later you want to come back and add some ideas into your rubric, how you would do that. Wait, so first we want to go up here into column J1 and type in block. You could use period or homeroom or whatever it is you use at your school there. So we're just going to type in block there, hit enter and move down. Now we have the meat of the rubric completed, so we can move on to the formatting. So let's go down and take a look. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this cell to stretch across, and we're going to use merge button up here. So we're going to select A1 through I1. And we're going to hit this merge button, and that's going to merge that cell. And what we want to do is we want to have that left justified. So we're going to come right here to align text left, and there it is. It's exactly where we want it to be. Next, we want to select J1. We want to do the same thing, but going the opposite way with the block title. And we're going to hit merge, and then we're going to hit, instead of left align, we're going to hit right align. Now on that, you might not want it going all the way to the end. I certainly don't. So I'm going to unmerge the cell, and I'm going to move it to Q instead of R and merge it back, and then I'm going to right justify. And that's exactly how I want it. I want some of that space left over there that I could use. Okay? And that'll be for student name or identification of some form. Next, we're going to select A2 through R2, the whole length of our document. And we're going to merge that. And again, we got our title in there. It looks good. Okay, so we're going to select B3 through D3. So B3 through D3. Now, a range is a group of cells. So it's more than one cell. So it can be a column with 2 rows. It can be a row with 2 columns. It can be 2 columns, 2 rows. It could be any range that you really want it to be. They call that a range because it's a group of 2 or more cells. All right, so we're going to B3 through D3, and we're going to merge that. And I like it centered. It's centered. Everything looks beautiful. We're going to leave it like that. So we're going to continue. We're going to do that all the way out through here. So we're going to do the same thing with communicate. And I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. All right, so we skipped ahead. I've gone ahead and I've merged all those cells across. We're next going to move down through and select A4 through A5, so A4 and A5. We're going to merge that too because we want a big block there. Again, we can do this quickly here. If we select this, we want to copy that. We can hit Control C, or we can hit right click and copy. I use Control C, and then Control V paste, or you can right click and paste. It's up to you on what you would like to use. I'm going to go ahead and key all this in and skip ahead. Alright, so we added a block over there by the week to give us some room there for you. So the next thing we want to do, okay, so we're going to copy what we did in A4 to A5, and we're going to move that across here to each one of these columns, working all the way across. I'm going to skip ahead so that you can see what I've done. Okay, so I've skipped ahead. What I did was I went ahead and created, we're going to have 3 grading scales. So we've observed it, sometimes observed it, and then we've rarely observed it there. So 5, 4, 3, those are going to be our points for that. So you can see that there's a 3-point scale for each one of these different headers. And then we also put in, we merged the column under total and grade. So you just copy and paste that all the way through, and you're good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and copy all of this because that's going to be the meat of our rubric. We hit the down arrow 3 times, or we can hit enter 3 times and hit. I use Control V. So again, 1, 2, V, 1, 2, V. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. All right, so you can see that the rubric is starting to take shape. It looks very close to what we want it to. We just got a little bit of polishing to do. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, here's a little thing you can add in here. See how that says creative? Let's say you didn't want creative. What you want to do is you want to change this column in C6 or B6 to equal B3. And we're going to go ahead and do that for the rest of them down here. And I'm going to show you what you can accomplish when you do that. So for this column, if we wanted to change that header to A, it automatically changes all of them down there. And that's what we really want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change the second row in that column there to equal the top column. Again, you just hit the equal button and you move it over. Okay. You can do it to total and grade. I'm not going to because I don't want to, so you just feel comfortable doing whatever you like to do. So we're going to come back here and we're going to paste everything. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead so you don't have to watch me key all this. Alright, so what you can see here, if I change these headers to A and B and C and D and E, they show up that way. So what we're going to do is we want inside borders on all of this inside that cell. So we're going to create from B3 on down to R, what is that? R32, yep. And we're going to come up here to this border button and we're going to select all borders, and that puts a border on anything internal to the document. Then we're going to come up here to, and really we want it on that as well. So we're going to select this area here, come over here and hit all borders, and we're good. And then we have here, select all borders. And then up here, we don't want a line in the middle of our rubric, so we're going to select all the way over to R1 from A1, and we're going to do the outside borders. Okay? And that gives us some lines in our document. All right, so that concludes this third video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us.